Hi everyone, this is Salvi coming to you with some VTuber news today. I do try to get you as much as I can, and of course I do hope I earn a subscription, and I do hope I earn a follow, like, subscribe, all that kind of stuff. And of course be sure to do that before the video ends, and I do hope that you enjoy the things that I have for you. In some good news, we have Rima Evenstar today, who is of course a VTuber. She has been called, I believe she is a fox VTuber, but she has been called a horse VTuber for a very long time. Her new style makes her look less like a horse than the other one, and I think that's why people just used it, and she ran with it, which is fine. Today, we have some good news from her. She is a person who does deep dives on various VTuber subjects, various VTuber issues, and we have some good news from her directly. She has reached the fabled 100K, and she reached it a lot quicker than she ever thought she would be able to. So let's go. We did it. 100K, baby. Thank you so much for all the support. I love you so much. I seriously never expected to hit it so fast. I didn't even plan for anything for it. I'll try to come up with something cool to do. Seriously, you guys are amazing and keep me going. I could not have done this without a single bit of you. And yes, this is the community that does it for her, of course, because if no one did subscribe, then she wouldn't get to this point. But she herself has worked super hard to get to this point. She herself is the one who got everything done. And that is one thing that's very important to point out. If it wasn't for her doing all the hard work and being a great person that she is, she would not have ever gotten to this point. We have a bit of news here in regards to Anny TF. If you remember, a while back, she did, less than 30 days ago or so, she did change things up where she had disabled her Twitter accounts here, X accounts. I don't like calling it X, I'll call it Twitter. Her Twitter accounts, both Anny Laifu and Anny TF, which are both her Twitter accounts. She did disable them, and I think probably there's a 30-day count of when, if you disable it, it starts getting deleted, so she brought it back. The issue is, of course, she wanted some time off, as she shows here. She did say, see you someday. She wanted some time off because there was a lot of things, a lot of mental health stuff that she was dealing with, a lot of personal stuff, that is none of our real business, that she was dealing with. Also, some more public stuff that she was dealing with. For example, there's a dude named Max Wayne who, according to these people, according to a lot of people, had supposedly said that she had been allowed, or he had been allowed by Anny to bring out some shipping stuff and things like that. For example, it says, Captain goes down with a ship, matey, but me ship is a stubborn one, and therefore it shall not be abandoned for the cause. For 40,000 subs, rather large sum of gold, blah, 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 blah. That's Max Wayne saying it there. Anyways, fun fact, I asked Anny a couple of times to let me know if anything I was doing regarding shipping content was an issue for her. Was no issue. Total green light. I think he took her lack of saying anything as a full-on, yes, let's go. And that is the problem. This is one of the issues that she was facing that she did not want to make very public, other than, of course, in her Discord server, which is right here. She says, Max Wayne, I did not greenlit anything. Stop spreading lies. I have more of an issue with you lying than uploading anything. And not even just this case. Don't use lies about me to save yourself when you're being called out. Let's put it this way better. You're free to upload whatever you want. That doesn't mean I greenlight it. I just don't care what people upload because it's out of my control. However, it's up to Clippers what kind of reputation they want to build for themselves, saying that I give personal greenlight for a straight up lie. So yeah, they just keep going. Now they're going to go around people policing them what to upload as long as they're not straight up stealing my stuff. But you lied about me on multiple effing occasions. It's getting weird. It just keeps going. Did not lie. Modified my messages. And then continuing on. No issue with people. Don't say a misunderstanding when you're wording like that. So basically, she was trying to get a problematic person in the community because of him deflecting to her whenever he got criticized. And then more people started calling him out. People were also, calling Anny out. People were getting frustrated, etc. This is a whole nother thing. The point is, a VTuber creator, content creator, can decide at one point they no longer like when people are doing things. Like Anny has said herself, she cannot control when people do things, and that is very true. As a content creator, when you get to a certain size, you are seen as a public figure, and in that way, you pretty much unless they're full out lying about you, you can't really do much. So I'm glad that she has, my main thing here is that I'm glad that Annie has decided to at least bring back her channels, probably to prevent it being deleted, like I said before. Either way, it doesn't matter. I do hope she makes a comeback. I do hope when she comes back, she is in better, has better mental health, because it's not her fault that people are making it hard for her. It's not her fault that things are hard. The mind is your best friend or your worst enemy, as I know personally with my own stuff that I deal with. That's how come I can empathize a lot with her. I have my own stuff that I deal with, and it is very hard. Sometimes it is very, very hard to stay where you are. So, of course, on my end, though, some of it is deserved. Like some of the flack I get is deserved. Some of it's not, but that's just part of being a public figure of a certain size. So I do hope she comes back, and I do wish her the best. Things for Annie have gotten pretty bad when it comes to the person that I had mentioned in a previous section, Max Wayne. We're going to look a little bit deeper into everything that's going on here, at least as much as we can. We're not going to go really too deep, but we are going to take a look at it. I was able to also find a Google document about it, so we're going to take a look at everything there. And of course, unfortunately, this person named Max Wayne did not respect a lot of desires that Annie had, things like that. So let's take a look at this image here. It is a big image, so let's take a look. It says here, Max Wayne, I did not greenlight S, stop spreading lies. I had covered this part before. I don't use lies about me to save yourself. Basically, this person was a pro shipper. It was a person who was shipping, I believe, Annie with Vedal, and was actually trying to, what would I say, divert any kind of hate from them to say to Annie or whatever, to say Annie allowed it. Annie is like back down here. I asked Annie a couple of times to let me know if anything I was doing regarding shipping content was an issue. There was no issue. Total green light. It's not true, because silence does not mean consent. Basically, in anything, silence does not mean consent in any sense of the word. Felt like I had to do something because he's deflecting when he's been rightfully called out by others. That's what it's meant by green light. I asked her and gave me a total green light. We did not talk. I never personally said that to you. Contacted you through Maru. You're making it sound like that is your post, so people start attacking you. Yes, and I never gave a response. Would have been better to deal with this in private, as I asked. No, she doesn't owe you that. Yeah, no one owes you private talks or anything like that. It's more professional not to leak such things, so there wouldn't be no misunderstandings like this. More professional to not lie about others. So yeah, they continued lying. They continued saying things. More stuff here, as I'm going to show as well, of everything that I can. I'm going to actually just open them all up, because they all have a lot of stuff. So Max Wayne continues to fight, to argue, to whatever you want to call it. And it says, she keeps saying, of course, she doesn't have an issue with people uploading, because you can't. You are a public figure. You can't. Could have been resolved quietly. Why do you think I contacted you? So weird reaction to someone setting boundaries. This was a nice drama. If you want me to use a different word, then I can use that, no problem. Not greenlit. Treating this as drama rather than caring for what I say is crazy. Why not talk about this in private? So basically, they were just trying to gaslight, deflect. They were doing the whole Darvo thing, if I'm not mistaken. I think that's what it's called. Vito should be getting them DMs. Anyway, since we're doing this, where's the 40k sub goal? Marriage stream, Annie. You need to apologize, change the comment, and maybe publicly say you misunderstood. Yeah, he basically kept digging himself deeper and deeper and deeper. As you can tell here, there are no issues. Silence is not approval. How is it lost upon you? He just didn't understand. I can understand myself being autistic, not understanding certain social cues, but when everyone's telling you something, you do not double down, triple down, whatever. You correct it if you made a mistake, like here. There is a big mistake there. Request from Annie permission for me to direct contact. Previously assumed I was doing regarding shipping. Basically, they felt that since they were fine with it, that Annie didn't say anything negative against them for it, that this was going to be fine. It is not fine. It is absolutely not fine. And Annie just shows. You're not entitled to a reply from anyone, not just me. Yeah, you're not entitled to anything. And it says, girl, you marry me, I mean yes, don't respond. That's childish. Hard to tell a person's point of view on how things should and shouldn't be if you don't discuss these things. That's why we get some misunderstandings. Yeah, she doesn't have to contact you. No one has to reply, even if she's a public figure. Just take a hint, which is hard when you're autistic like myself, but that doesn't mean that we're not responsible for mistakes we make. Autism is not a shield. Autism is not a way to deflect. Autism is a hindrance. It is a disability. It is something that prevents you from fully understanding, concepts and certain things. But as an adult, you work through them. You overcome them. You work hard on it. You do that. You don't go and do this. You don't make it worse for yourself. You don't go hard on that. You don't do any of that kind of stuff. He tries to hide behind the autism, and I don't like that. As an autistic person, I have been very open in my community about my being autistic. But what I tell them is that does not mean that I do not hold responsibility for things. Hold me responsible. The people I have around me hold me responsible. So they say, yeah, you're not only autistic, you're a dumbass. So that's what they say to me. So they say things like that because, yes, I am stupid. I do make mistakes, but I do not use my autism as a shield. People have accused me of that. That is not what I do. I am responsible for the things I do, which is why I can make corrections and things like this. You do not double down, triple down, everything like that when you're doing this. Now, someone decided to make a document on this. Well-known Anny clipper, community that started off normal, but has gotten increasingly worse and more parasocial over time. Past few months, his clips and posts of borderline harassment. And again, this is why a lot of people were thinking that maybe Max Wayne had something to do with the whole thing, the whole situation is going. But I held back on saying anything in regards to this because Anny deserves her space, Anny deserves her time, Anny deserves to be respected and not to be have a lot of, oh, it's because of this, it's because of that, it's because of whatever. Max Wayne did, if this is YouTube, I'd accuse you of clickbait with a title like that. He's on a hiatus due to personal reasons. And of course, Max Wayne went on talking about the reason why it was. Max Wayne said it was because of starvation diet. It's taken a toll on her mental health and her body. That is inappropriate, very inappropriate. Unless you are given permission, you should not actually make that kind of stuff, especially not public. And of course, the hungry girl, I need more to eat. I need to eat more, that type of stuff. Do not take people's things out of context. This is what happened here. They would take things out of context in video 1 and video 2 here, which can be seen here. I'll show them to you real quick here. Things that he did.
Do
These are little
watch
things here.
Max Wayne's channel.
Ooh, mommy.
And he does that. He does that. And he puts a little disclaimer to try to deflect as much as he can. And the other one was made private. So the other one, I Need to Eat More, was made private. It had gotten 24K views and 5.2K views because he privated a lot of things because of the whole situation that's going on. And it said Max Wayne commented on Annie's diet, injured leg, despite having no knowledge. He is not in her inner circle, so he has no idea. Spread more misinformation about the health. Her birthday and Annie is going to be on the background. So there, Annie's back. Annie made a brief appearance at a friend's birthday stream. It's basically, saying, oh, Annie's coming back. Annie this, Annie that. That type of stuff. And then you go May 9th, 3 days after announcing the start of her hiatus. In the Twin Tail stream, she went on there. Because, yes, you can go on friend's stream. You just don't want to stream on your own channel. So that is not meaning that she's going to come back. Also has a tendency to use clickbait, suggested romantic connection between Annie and VAllure, even when there's no mention of it. They do that for, just because the community loves it. The community loves these types of things. So that's why they do it. It's none of my business whether they like each other or not. It's none of my business whether they want to be romantic or not. It's just a bit from what I'm seeing here. Thumbnail with VAllure's model and husband title to imply it's VAllure. No mention of VAllure in this one, just seeing someone's real face. Would like a husband, again, clickbaiting with VAllure, insinuating Annie wants to VAllure as her husband. Basically this. And then the clip takes Annie and VAllure are secret dating, takes VAllure out of context to pretend he said dating Annie. He was just mentioning dating and mentioning that type of stuff there. And it says, she never lied. He took this clip out of context when Neuro said VAllure and Annie is dating. More things. Just more extensions of taking every little thing. Understandably, look. In YouTube, yes, you do have to clickbait a bit. In YouTube, yes, you do have to embellish your titles and embellish your thumbnails. Not with lies, but with big words. With words that have some push behind them. Some strength behind them. You have that. You have to do that. That's just the way the algorithm teaches you. That is normal. Now, putting words in people's mouths, that's something totally different. Clipped Camila talking about her abusive ex as well. Clip was made on Max Wayne's alt channel. The thumbnail, he used silhouette of Beetle, suggesting that they were dating as an abusive boyfriend in the video. That type of stuff. So, yeah. TLDR disrespectfully speculating the cause of Annie's hiatus, undermining Annie's hiatus by suggesting that it was a short break. Undermines Annie for views, creates false narrative for clickbait. That is an issue. And of course, do not hide behind autism when you do these things. Like I said, I'm autistic myself. I have been called out by my community for some mistakes that I've made. I correct them. I apologize. I try not to make them again. I say, you know what? I'm sorry. It may happen again. I do not want it to happen again. I will do my utmost so it doesn't. I will, always keep that in the back of my head. I'm a human. I make mistakes though. So, it takes me a little bit longer to learn things and to get things in my head, but I do not want negative things to hit anybody, and that's why I do my best. But this is just the wrong way to go through things. The wrong way to do things. The wrong way to act. And it hurts Annie, and it hurts anyone else that is involved in this. Because this may make it so that Annie just doesn't want to come back. If you have weird people like this, it makes it so that they don't want to come back. It makes it so that it's a lot longer for them to come back if they still have people like this in the community. So that is just my take on this. Of course, you can have another take. Of course, let me know what you think in the comments below as well. And we will continue on with the news. In this piece of news we have right now, we're talking about Streiss Vtuber. Streiss is an 18-plus independent VTuber in America, of course. She debuted in January 2023, so she has been around for about 2 years and a half, almost 2.5 years by now. And by the time she's going to be having the announcement, the thing that she's going to be doing, she's going to be very, very close to 2.5 years. What is she doing? She is, of course, graduating on June 27th, unfortunately. She has, rewritten it dozens of times. It's like I find enough words to express how grateful I am for you all. Thank you for everything. If anybody needs me, I'll be in my coffin. So here we go. Let's talk about what's going on here. She is saying here, scary white background, black text announcements. As I started VTubing, I didn't think I'd be making any of these posts. But never say never, right? It's with a heavy heart and heavier that I'm announcing a definite hiatus on streaming activities after June 27th. So it's effectively a graduation because at least that's what she's calling it in her Twitter bio. I cannot express enough how much the past 2 years have meant to me. You have saved me time and time again. I would not be here if it weren't for the endless outpouring of love and support from my community. You have changed my life for the better. Thank you for letting me be Streiss for so long. All of my content and socials will remain up, spicy content included. No further content will be posted and all streaming activity will cease, but everything will stay just the way I left it. Activities will continue as normal until June 27th. This is not a decision that was made lightly. It has been an uphill battle, and I have only gotten this far thanks to you guys believing in me. Cannot thank you enough for all that you have done for me. I want to be the absolute best VTuber I can for you, and for this very reason, I will be taking my leave. Every end is a new beginning. That may be that she's going on to a new start somewhere else. Maybe she is has been picked up by an agency. We don't know. Whenever they say every end is a new beginning, whenever they specifically put it in there, it kind of leaves you thinking maybe there is a new beginning that's going to pop up. And if there is for her, I'm very happy for it, and I'm all for it. So I'll sure you'll find what I have in store very alluring. Oh, well, with that, we pretty much know what she's doing. She is, well, at least from what she's saying there, it is almost guaranteed she's going to be part of VAllure's second generation in some way, shape, or form. Or a part of VAllure, because she's using the same color as VAllure there. She is saying alluring, so this is just me with my tinfoil hat on. Maybe she's going to be a part of VAllure. I will never forget the amazing memories I've made in this community, the friends I've made, the laughs we shared, the tears, the late nights, the irreplaceable feeling of joy this period of my life has given me. For the first time in my life, I was able to feel like myself. That is a luxury I was never able to have before. Thank you for welcoming me with open arms and allowing me to love you in return. I'm going to miss you all so much. Thank you for believing me. Thank you for the time we shared. I'll prove it was time well spent and make you all proud. Let's make the most of the last month before I'm laid to rest. But even when I'm gone, just remember I'm not dead. I am dormant. And that's Streiss there. And with that allure part, it does really seem like she is going to VAllure. The best on your next adventure. I'm going to miss you, Streiss, but I hope everything will be okay. If you ever find your way back, I hope we will still be friends. While I'm understanding and hope this means something awesome and new for you, just know I'm happy to know you. We didn't hang out a lot, but I'm happy for what you have in store in this next journey. And yeah, it's great. It's great to see that, very much so. I mean, this is just me postulating and guessing, but it does seem, just by the way she worded it, she might be one of VAllure's new generations, whichever ones those may be. And if she is, big, huge congratulations to her, because VAllure is doing an amazing job in growth for each and every one of their VTubers. Moshu Orisaki is this VTuber here, who you can see in all of these different announcements that they've made recently. I did want to kind of cover some things that they've been doing lately, which is, the main thing is that they are a part of RC Reject, which is Reject, an esports and entertainment organization in Japan. They have, you know, mainly esports and things like that, like IRL esports and things like that, but they do have her as a VTuber. What is she doing? She's having her own concert. Thank you to everyone who's going to come to sing. The songs they will sing will be posted in the reply section. Notice on the 30th, they are going to be having an actual live event, a song relay with the most rock and energetic members. It is basically going to be of course, YouTube event. From what I can tell, it's not actually going to be an actual in a setting, etc., live, etc., but they are going to have it, from what I understand, as a stream. They are having here, Banzoin Hakka is one of the people that's going to be there. I'm going to mention all the others who are going to be there as well. And this is, you know, the Rock Night, everything, that the announcement for it. These are the people that are going to be there. Linon Amakomo, I apologize for that. Onigaya, Soraduki Tira, which is Rock Hero as well. And then we have Banzoin Hakka, who is, of course, of Holostars. We have Ryo Ryona, who is also a Japanese VTuber, and Moshu Orisaki, who is the one who is, of course, announcing everything. So you have many, many people there. It is always great to see people do this kind of work, and I do wish them the best. I know it's going to be successful in one way or another, because whenever people put this much effort into it, it ends up being successful. At least I hope it does, because that is my wish. I would just wish anybody who puts all this effort into this kind of stuff finds some success. Welcome back to the VTuber Showcase, the place where I like to showcase everybody, VTubers and everyone alike, that is of different sizes, big, small, different languages, everything in between. I do that in order to make this place a better place. I do love the VTuber community. I do want it to be a place where you help each other out instead of tearing each other down. So let's get on with this deranged VTuber / cyberpunk shark. Let's take a look. Fluftiee, as they like to be called, at least on their YouTube and Twitch. Your cute cyberpunk shark streams Sunday through Thursday, 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Let's take a look at something that she's been doing, which was Fortnite in this case.
In the shop. Well, there's like nothing interesting today. What? You know what else? Now that I actually haven't looked at this. See.
So she's looking a little bit at, you know, the things that are going on in Fortnite, and I do want to go on and take a look at their YouTube side. Fluftiee streaming in a nutshell. They have the one video there, and of course this is a lot of people, a lot of VTubers do have kind of a focus on streaming instead of doing content, doing the scripted content or doing any kind of video content, because that takes a lot of extra time for people. A lot of them have jobs and other responsibilities that they have to do, so it's a lot of extra stuff there. So thank you so much, Ray or Fluftiee, for allowing me to showcase you on my channel. I do hope this helps you in some way. Thank you so much for watching. That is all the news that we have for today. Please let me know down below if you want to know any more news, or if you have any comments regarding anything that you saw here, which I will try my best to respond to. I love seeing your comments down below. Of course, as well, like and subscribe to the channel. That will give you more information every single day. I do 2 videos a day, so hopefully you enjoy.